I don't know what it is about the third quarter that seems to bring out the best in the Warriors, but once again, like they've showed all season long, they're looking to dominate that particular quarter and put some serious separation between them and their opponent. Game 2, the Dubs on schedule, did just that. Shooting 48% from the field, making 7 out of 12 three-point attempts, the Warriors closed the third quarter on a 19-2 run, which was culminated by 2 nuclear bombs from 29 and 39 feet by Jordan Poole to ensure that any hopes of the Celtics comeback was dead. The Warriors feasted on all those delicious turnovers the Celtics prepared for them, 18 in total for 33 points. And what looked like a game that could come down to the wire in the first half, the Warriors outscored the Celtics in that third quarter, 35-14, and there lies your ball game. Dubs get the much-needed victory by blowing out the Celtics 107-88 in Game 2, and even this series 1 game apiece as we head east to Boston for Game 3 on Wednesday night. Welcome to Plus the Foul. I am your host, J. Law Style. Before I get into this, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And also turn on the notifications so you can get notified of when these gems drop. So after 2 games of this series, my immediate impression is that the Celtics are the better team, having 2 of the top 3 players residing on their team. Early on in the game, you've seen the adjustments the Warriors made, as they weren't going to allow any airspace between them and the Celtics shooters, thus limiting the dribble drive penetration that they like to do. So the Dubs played with more defensive aggression, but despite their efforts, Tatum and Brown was still able to get what they wanted early in the game because, let's just face it, they're better than any defender Golden State can throw at them. I mean, that first quarter was looking real shaky for the Warriors. They were missing layups, bad passes, blocked shots. Draymond Green, he picks up a tech. And when Jaylen Brown hit that 3-point shot to put him up by 9, I'm thinking, man, Warriors are in trouble. But a strange occurrence started to unfold in this one. For whatever reason, right, the Celtics decided that because things were so sweet for them in Game 1 at the Chase Center, they were going to open up a bakery and start serving turnovers this game. I mean, the Dubs weren't shooting the ball particularly well. Neither was the Celtics. Curry, who finished with a game-high 29 points and only 3 quarters of play, I mean, he certainly didn't come out guns a-blazing like he did in Game 1. Clay can't seem to get it going at all. He did, however, hit a couple of timely buckets. Jordan Poole, at least in the first half, still couldn't find a rhythm to his game. But he did manage to provide 17 points for the game, most of which came in that second half. I was pleased to see GP2 back in action, though. I mean, after missing a month of play due to an elbow fracture, I mean, his defensive presence was much needed in this one. But because the Celtics are such gracious guests, providing the turnover treats, it was more than enough to satisfy the hungry appetite the Warriors had in this game. Let's look at some of the Celtics starters for a second. Robert Williams, 14 minutes, 2 points. Al Horford. You guys remember Al Horford in Game 1. How about this? 28 minutes, 2 points on 1 of 4 shooting, plus 2 turnovers. And our boy Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart played 25 minutes, right? 2 points, 1 of 6 shooting, 0 of 3 from downtown, 5 turnovers, 4 fouls. Not very smart. Not very smart at all. So that's 3 starters giving you a combined 6 points in the damn game. That's unacceptable. Meanwhile, it still felt like the Celtics were right where they wanted to be in this one. Down by 2 going into the half with Tatum and Brown scoring 36 of the Celtics' 50 points in the first half. You thinking, all right, they might steal this one. But then the second half was upon us. Tatum and Brown, after shooting 11 of 28 for 39% combined, not stellar by no means, I accredit that to Steve Kerr's defensive adjustments he made for this game. They were 8 of 14 from beyond the arc in the first half. The 2 players collectively gave you 9 points on 2 of 8 shooting and 1 of 4 from 3 the rest of the game. Now we all seen what happened in the third quarter, right? We all seen what happened in the third quarter. But I felt like the Warriors' defense intensity turned up a notch to blow this game completely off the hinges. Too many turnovers, too much isolation ball. It was the Warriors' defense that took the Celtics out of what they really excel at, and that's to dribble penetrate and swing the ball for the wide open shots. Again, you got to credit Steve Kerr for those defensive adjustments. So I love the energy that Draymond Green played with. It was much, much better than what he did in game 1, I thought. And I thought he really made things difficult for Jaylen Brown as he was his main defensive assignment in that one. Hey, there was a Kevon Looney sighting. Made 6 of his shots for 12 points. And even Wiggins, who was relatively quiet in this one offensively, I mean, he still gave you a solid effort when defending Jason Tatum. Now, I don't like blowouts, y'all. Not in the postseason, let alone in the NBA Finals. Whereas, like, as fans, you're expecting to see the best perform at its best. But this year's playoffs, it seemed like it's all we've been treated to. Blowout, blowout, blowout. I mean, with the exception of a handful of games and some game 7s, it's been quite lackluster to say the least, right? I mean, I think it was. So now I expect the Celtics to bounce back with vengeance in front of their home crowd at the TD Garden. But the real question is, will the Warriors match that intensity? I know one player who really needs to get it going, and that's Klay Thompson. Because if the Warriors are going to steal a game at Boston, right, they're going to need one of those playoff Klay vintage performances to do so. Along with Jordan Poole's recent emergence, I think it's the only way they can at least steal a game in Boston. No doubt about that. Draymond Green, he still got to bring that energy. Kevon Looney, I mean, he still got to give you something. I still believe that. But it's going to be interesting to see what Ime Udoka, what is he going to conjure up as far as adjustments in game 3. But like I said, I do believe that the Celtics are going to come out on fire in game 3. Let's just hope that the Warriors match that intensity and we at least get treated with a down-to-wire, nip and tuck great game as fans. I mean, that's all I really want. So that's all I got for you guys today. Remember to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notifications, y'all. And as always, peace.